Hey guys, it's Steve with Prima Coffee here, and today we're going to take a look at Nock's lineup of hand grinders. So in front of me, I've got the Aergrind, the Feldgrind, and the Feld2. So the Feld2 replaces the Feldgrind. You might have one of these, but these are no longer in production and no longer for sale. And of course, the Aergrind is sort of the compact, portable version. All three of these grinders have the same burr set and very similar grind performance. So they all have 38 millimeter conical steel burrs coated with a ceramic coating to help harden them and give them a longer life with good sharpness. So the grind output of all of them is fairly similar. You'd probably be pretty hard pressed to notice any changes if you were to like grind side by side, brew side by side, and taste them blind. They're going to be very similar. So they all grind anywhere from about Turkish fine through espresso, through drip, up to French press coarse. So they're very good full range grinders. Of course, the sort of size and capacity of each is pretty different. But overall, you get decent grind quality again, similar grind quality results. And mainly the differences in features are kind of their intended use. So the Feldgrind is the oldest one of the bunch. It was sort of the original concept that kind of took off. You'll see that it's fairly similar in size and shape to the Feld2. The Aergrind, of course, is more travel friendly. It's intended to be small, portable, compact, and really just pack as much performance into a small package as possible. So the Feldgrind, again, the 38 millimeter burrs inside, we can hold about 30 to 40 grams of coffee in the hopper. And we have this nice sort of detachable handle that comes off with a small adjustment dial with this kind of enamel indicator here, plus an aluminum cap to the body. Now, the Feldgrind had a two-piece construction inside the body. Both the Feld2 and the Aergrind have a sort of unibody aluminum construction. So that's one of the key differences is just in manufacturing. But using Feldgrind is pretty easy. You choose your grind setting, fill up your hopper with beans, give it a grind. Really solid grinder, good performance, and then the handle stows nicely away. But again, we don't actually make this anymore, so instead we have two replacements. We have the Feld2, which is very similar to the original Feldgrind. Instead we have a kind of one-piece assembly with a new handle and lid with grind adjustment. So instead of that small enamel dial, we have a very big dial with nice, easy to see numbers, a very clear arrow to indicate which setting you're on, and then changing the grind setting, you just need to hold the lid and turn the handle. Really, really easy to do, and you can quickly go through a few revolutions if you like. Again, you have that full grind range accessible to you. But because we have a longer handle than the original Feldgrind, we've got a little bit more leverage, and we get a little bit more power in grinding, so it's easier to get through doses of the same size at the same setting. But overall, very, very similar in size. Slightly reduced capacity just because of the redesigned interior, so we have that unibody milled aluminum construction. It holds only a few grams less than the original Feldgrind, but still, again, very similar, certainly in grind performance and build quality. Now, the Aergrind is kind of the special one of the bunch. It was intended to be a travel grinder, and in fact, it is intentionally designed so that this will slip into the plunger of an AeroPress. The diameter is small enough to go right into the plunger. You'll have to put the handle somewhere else. It doesn't actually fit inside the plunger with the grinder, but it was intended to be this compact, travel-friendly grinder with really good grind performance. The Feldgrind and the Feld2 will not fit in an AeroPress. They will fit inside the actual like brewing chamber, but you won't be able to put the plunger in the AeroPress like that. So we have this very travel-friendly grinder. It's got a silicone handle holder, really, really small, and again, really easy to pack away. We have a fairly similar design to the original Feldgrind, where we have this kind of D-shaped cutout on the handle. Instead of that little window, we now have this kind of dial indicator built into the handle. And the numbers are a little bit harder to see because it's a plastic lid and we don't have any painted numbers, but you can still see, again, nice big numbers on the dial. Really easy to make these adjustments just by holding the lid down and turning the handle. And again, you get full range grind adjustment here. So this is great for, I mean, certainly great for AeroPress, but you can do espresso, you can do V60s, you can do French press if you like. Inside as the Feldgrind, or the Feld2, we have a unibody milled aluminum hopper. Its capacity is a bit lower. Obviously, it's a smaller grinder, so it'll hold maybe 20-25 grams of coffee, depending on the density, and the grinds catch below holds about the same. So between these three grinders, you know, you have the original Feldgrind as kind of the sort of the standard. We have the Feld2 with a little bit more leverage, slightly less capacity, but overall very similar to the original Feldgrind. And we have the Aergrind, which is Nock's attempt at shrinking this Feldgrind down into a portable package with no less grind performance. And they've done a really good job at that. So that is Nock's grinder lineup with the Aergrind, Feldgrind, and Feld2. Thanks for watching.